Namaskar and good evening. We welcome you today to this really special episode on Artist Showcase. You know that we've been really excited about our song Synthesis, the Indian Muse, a musical production actually, uh, rolled into 4 minutes. We released it on August 15th. Today, we have with us, honored and delighted to have with us, the actual creators behind the song. And we're going to have an evening where they're going to talk a lot about what went behind the scenes, the silly things that we did, and the silly mistakes that we made, and then learn from each other. But I'm excited to get them on stage. So let's quickly get on to a little bit about the song for those of you who actually don't know about the song. So hear it from us. Synthesis the Indian Muse, performed by 16 exemplary Indian artists across genres, an exceptional blend of sound and substance, this unique song exemplifies the spirit of pride in being Indian and of unity in diversity. It has a folky feel with a global vibe. Virtually composed and produced, this musical production is ready to synthesize with sounds from across the states of India and across the globe without compromising on our sound. With powerful string and percussion ensembles and complementing vocals and traditional Indian dance moves, the song gently glides from an I to a we. सुर भरे हैं बूंदों में बूंद मैं हूँ सागर में घुल जाएं हम मिसरी भरी गीतों में वो आवाज हैं हम. Premiered globally on August 15th, Synthesis, the Indian Muse, has received a lot of recognition and acclaim and also been called the Song of the Year by senior music industry veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage first the music composer and a co-curator and creator with me, Ravi Iyer. Good evening,
Hi,
Ravi, and welcome on Artist Showcase.
very good evening to you, Nani, and thank you so much for all the kind words and such so lovely to be associated with this song, of course.
And
Absolute
we're
pleasure.
looking forward to bringing on the others. Then after this comes the lyricist of the song, without whom I don't think, it's not I don't think, it wasn't possible because that's what actually gave the feeling to whatever we were trying to say, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming on stage Casey Loy. Loy, your video is not coming? Ravi, can you see his video?
No, I can't see his video.
I think, Loy, it's a signal thing. You want to leave and rejoin? Rajshri, Naina, can you just call him, please? And then, he can probably rejoin. Yeah, he's frozen
Yeah,
back.
some movement there.
Yeah, no. So I'll take him off from here and I think bring him. Okay, let him come back. Let him come back first and then I'll bring him on. And then also, Ravi, in the meantime, let's bring on stage the person who finally gave it the final touch, the shape, and the finesse.
Yeah.
What we proudly call today Synthesis the Indian Muse. That's Aslam Khan of Headroom Studio.
Thank
Good
you for
evening,
having me
Aslam,
over.
and
Good evening.
welcome to Artist Showcase.
Thank you very much for having me over. I'm really humbled and touched.
Okay, so
And
um, let's share this little joke with the audience. Um, I just want to tell Anena and Rajshri. Okay, Loy is also here, so we're just taking him on as well.
super.
Why is this happening? Why am I not able to add him? Yes. Hi, Loy.
No, it's good.
What's going on? 1 second.
Hide and seek.
Okay, ladies, I'm adding him.
And I thought I was late today. I was caught up with a lot of stuff, and
Loy, you're again frozen. I think there's definitely a network issue you're in today. Okay, I think he'll figure this out. He'll
Yeah.
figure this out. So of course, I mean, there are lots and lots of things that we have to talk about when we start with the song "Synthesis: The Indian Muse." And today, I think the audience definitely wants to know what all went behind what we haven't spoken about till now, right? All that
All the
madness.
andar ki baat.
Andar ki baat, exactly. The madness of those 35 days is what we need to share with everyone because we're not a song producing company. We are into musical productions, as everybody's aware. But how this whole thing started and how this came about, and then finally came out with such a beautiful song. So, Ravi, do you remember when I called you up? I think it must have been 12:30 in the night.
Yeah, it was past midnight, and we had a talk. And actually, you had called me for something else, and in the course of conversation, that's when you spoke about that you want to do something for 15th August. And I think we had a very interesting conversation, and we were toying around whether to do like a cover or to do an original. And both of us, I think, came to a point where we said, okay, we must do an original, which can be like an identity to that particular piece that we're trying to create.
Right.
And then and then you said, okay, let's see what we can do and stuff. And we hung up, and then I could not sleep after that. I was very excited to do this, and so I had this tune. Of course, this tune has been going around my mind for quite some time. I hadn't shaped it completely though, but this melody was ringing in my mind for quite some time before as well. I'll be very honest with you. So then I quickly, recorded it on the guitar and on my phone, and I sent you that time itself. I think in
2:30 in the morning. I was just coming to that. 2:30. So we've reached from 12:30 to 2:30.
yeah,
This
yeah,
was on the same night.
correct, correct. And then you said, yeah, of course, I was glad that it struck a note with you right in the beginning, but you just wanted to, I think, take some let because it needs to grow. Any tune, yes, it may be good, but then unless and until we grow with it, and we hear it a couple of times, and only then one can be sure of that
Right.
the piece is working and stuff. So you took that time, and in the morning, I think you said, "Man, this is." You sent me a message that said, "Let's go with this."
So that's it. So I think the first round of in the first round, we're just going to talk about our first interaction, and then we'll say how we actually landed up there. So
Yes,
then
yes,
when we identified the tune, and of course what we did after that, we'll come to that later. And then we said, okay, fine, we definitely need a good lyricist to give the
yes,
right feel and the right vibe of what we were looking for. And then came in Casey Loy.
yeah.
So
Right on
Loy,
time, actually. Yeah.
bang, yeah, right now also right on time. So you want to tell us a little bit about what was your thought when I think first Ravi spoke to you before I spoke to you, and what
Yeah.
was your thought when you were contacted for the song, and there was nothing at that point of time. We just had a basic melody.
As always, the kind of interaction that I have with Ravi whenever we worked before, even on Boonde, uh, was this simple, which is the way I like, was this simple word that Ravi says, Loy, you know what to do. This is what we are trying to do. You know what to write. I know you're going to do it. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So what am I doing? Let's just say yes, and we'll take it up from there. I said, obviously, yes. And he explained what the idea was. And he explained that the melody that has happened, he was so happy. So the thing between me and Ravi is that both of us are like kids. We get happy with whatever we create. And we're very thrilled with whatever we create. And the same glee was there on Ravi's face and in his voice when he met me and when he spoke with me on the video conference. And he said, no, I'm so excited. This track that has happened, it's so simple yet it's so memorable. Oh, you'll love it. I said, okay, send me the track and let me see what he's trying to do. And he said, hang on, but this is what we want to do. And Nani is going to speak with you and she's going to explain what. But this is the basic line of what we want to do. We need to create another track like the Bhimsen Joshi track. So I said,
Mile
okay,
sur mera
cool.
tumhara. Hmm.
Mile so mera tumhara. And it's all about people coming from all around the world, all around India, and the synthesis that we believe in. We are very pro peace, Ravi and I. We've never, we rarely have the word hate in our vocabulary. And he always says, there's so much of misunderstanding that's happening around. Why don't we just, why don't we just live in peace together, you know? So, we were on the same vibration, and he mentioned that from all over India, there are going to be various kind of instrumentalists, various kind of artists who are going to come and collaborate, and we need to get into lyrics that will encompass that feeling. Without me divulging any more, he played the track, and if you want, you can take away from here, Nani, or I'll
Yeah.
continue, however you feel. Yeah.
No. So we reached this point, and then the lyrics were made. And in fact, I'd be happy to share with the audience. So it was monsoons that time, and it was pouring outside like crazy. I'm talking from Gurgaon perspective. It was pouring outside, and Roy sent us the first set of lyrics, and it was something to do with Barish and Savan. And I said, no, not happening. This is giving me the complete feel that basically it's monsoons, and what will happen to the track after the monsoons are gone. So I remember speaking with you, Loy, and then you said, okay, I get your
Yeah.
point, and okay, just give me 2 days and don't give me a call. And then the
So
wonder happened.
the way I've worked with anything is nature has always showed me the way. Uncannily, it was raining at that time.
Hmm.
Uncannily, not because it wasn't monsoon; it was monsoon, so it had to rain. But
Yeah.
uncannily for this song, I've always used the water metaphor for anything that synthesizes a lot of things. Like water is the best
It is.
liquid.
Medium.
Yeah, is the best medium that takes everybody into its arms. So uncannily, it was raining heavily, and um, amazingly, I was in Alibag in in a resort there, and I was there on a holiday, but friends along. So I just told my friends, boss, I'm not going to be playing today, and I'm not going to be fooling around. You need to let me alone. So Kiran and all the other people who were along with me, they left me alone. They went for whatever their treks and stuff like that, and I was alone in the room, uh, and I started writing the way I do. I sprawl on the floor. Kiran will let you know how I do this. But I sprawl on the floor. I'll be on the table. I'll be anywhere other than a desk, and I'll be writing stuff. So yes, inspired by nature, I knew where it was going, and that's why when Nani said, "Loy, what is this? You're just the veins are just pushing you to write this." I said, I couldn't explain to you. Yes, it was, but not because it's raining, because it's the divine intervention over there. Seriously, let me confess to the world. I I don't know how I'm a lyricist. I've written I don't know how many songs by now, but I seriously have no um, formula to writing anything. Like there are people who come and say, "Law, you've written so many songs. Why don't you train people how to write or give a workshop on how to write?" Believe me, I don't know how I write. I have zero idea how I write. I think it's like those Baba kind of a thing where God like sends those rays right into your head and the words come out. It's exactly that without sounding
It's
corny over
called
here,
being
but
a
yes,
no. It's called being a natural. Sometimes you just have it inside you, and it's like a natural feeling, and then it just that natural feeling kind of just translates itself into the words, and it comes out, and that's what makes the lyrics so powerful. That's why the lyrics are synthesis.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
so
amazingly powerful.
con, the pro is that the con is most of the times I don't know how to explain it to people. So those who have worked with me, for example, Ravi, he doesn't question it. He knows, okay, if you're going in the direction and you'll land up somewhere. And I know where I'm going to land up. It's just that I couldn't explain to even you if there is a distance, there is a reason. Like for instance, Ravi said, first the song is going to be establishing the melody uh, with instruments, which is generally the other way around. Generally, a singer comes or a vocalist comes and
And then
signatures the melody. But in this case, Ravi said, I want all the instrumentalists to come about one by one and establish the melody, and then the vocalists come. And
Hmm.
he very specifically, if I remember, he says, "I want the song to start as a singular and end in a unison." So that is my cue point where I've written सुर भरे हैं बूंदों में बूंद मैं हूँ सागर मैं. So here the मैं comes into play where I am
One.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes about becoming the barish, which is so many people, so many
Many
itne sare boonde, many boondes together, and then into the sagar, and then the whole. So the graph was visible to me when I started with the boon, because I knew I had taken this brief very strongly from Ravi. Okay, start singular, end in unison, which is what we are. We are, as Indians, as people living on this planet, a singular being, but ultimately we are all singular beings with many singular beings together, and thus the synthesis that
So that
comes over here.
and beautiful. I think it came out very nicely in the lyrics of the song because the way it glides from exactly like we say, glides from an I to a we. And Ragane, Sazane, Gunjute Alfazane, everything was new along with the rain, and which is really true. And then how we all brought it together. Geeton mein wo awaaz hai hum. So let's move on to
Correct.
Aslam now. I'm actually scared moving on to Aslam because I don't know what he's going to say because I know
Why?
that when
Such
he
a sweet
when I
person.
first spoke to when I first spoke to Aslam and I said Aslam ये गाना है और मैं भेज रही हूँ और आपको ही करना है मेरे को नहीं मालूम क्या है and you got to just take this over. He's saying obviously stupid just send it. That is how our conversation started and it ended. I sent him the song. I didn't hear from him for 24 hours. I was so nervous because I didn't know what was going on in his mind. And all he told me was after 24 hours, he's saying, I don't know where to start with your masterpiece. I still remember these words. He's saying, Gosh, it's so beautiful, but it's all over the place. So, Aslam, we want to hear from you what your experience was and like how did it start with you?
Well, you introduced me to Ravi, and then he came over.
Hmm.
We sat down and heard the song,
Yeah.
and then I told him exactly what all we needed in terms of live instruments, how we'll put the song together, and go about it. Then Ravi made a note of everything, and then he told me that puzzle is involved, and as far as the rhythm section went,
Hmm,
which was a
hmm,
very
hmm.
good thing. So we got the rhythm done, and then the musical parts which I wanted Ravi to correct here and there, he happily did, and we got the vocals. So we sat down, analyzed all the vocals, put them in the place, whatever we had to do, we did, and asked Ravi for 2 days to mix. And 2 days later, Ravi was back in the studio. He heard the mix complete. He heard the levels, quite happy, and he had tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
So that's how. I mean, everything was falling in place. There was no hitch or something we had to stop for
Yeah.
something. It was a smooth flow right from the beginning.
And you
So
helped
we
put it together. Yeah.
no, we all did it together.
Not many people really realize the job of a sound designer as
Yeah.
It's
Aslam is.
huge. It's
Yeah,
huge.
it's a
And
huge thing because yeah, sorry, artists have the sound in their head. Most of the times they can't explain, but Ravi is very vociferous. He does know what he wants. So he
That was another advantage. Ravi understood sound, so that helped
yeah,
me
correct.
a lot. He being a producer himself, and then
yeah,
along with the compositions, the lyrics just flowed.
yeah.
वो जो मीटरिंग था ना, चलो ठीक है, लिरिक्स में good lyrics, good words, but the metering,
Yeah.
that
Thank you.
was a very nice flow, and that made my job even more easier.
Yeah.
To
Thank
fit
you.
I,
the
So,
to
so
fit the lyrics in the song became very easy for me क्योंकि मीटर सब पे तब बराबर आ रहा था.
yeah. And the
Yeah.
biggest challenge was that everything was being done virtually. So it's not that we had
Yes.
everybody in one studio that we could put them together.
Yeah.
So everybody was recording in their own time, in their own studio, sending us in different specs despite all the instructions. But I think that whole 35 days that none of us, I think, slept in those 35 days and nights.
Yes,
Basically,
I
we
did.
just.
I did get some odd files, but then, but then, okay, chalo.
You
Yeah.
know,
Every
see,
The pandemic. Yeah, sorry.
sorry, no, no. My only take is we must realize, a sound designer or a sound engineer who mixes and masters is the absolute ultimatum, because what happens is
Absolutely.
whatever we create, it may be a good song or a bad song or whatever it is, but to give it an appeal, to give it the kind of impact that it should have on the listener is absolutely done by the engineer, and it's like the entire credit honestly goes to him towards the
For the
end.
final impact, the final
It's all,
song.
and it's all
Absolutely.
in his hands because
Absolutely. It goes into the nitty gritty of placing the right frequency at the right place, placing, panning it. In fact, because there were so many sounds involved, so many different frequencies that were being played on, there was no clutter in the song synthesis.
yeah,
That's the best part of it.
And every
It's so
moment was
clean.
different. And what was very nice was one feedback which I got bang at the beginning was that this song, he's saying, Are khatam bhi ho gaya gana? He's saying, Pata hi nahi laga. And that point of time, our song was still, I think, 5.5, 6 minutes. That was
yeah,
that stage. And because every moment there was a new twist in the song. So it wasn't like, the same melodies continuing or it's like getting boring and stuff like that. So, guys, I have to say that, okay, fine. This is like four of us who were behind the whole thing and etc. And my role was minimalistic compared to your contributions were immense. But I have to say that, of course, as much as we could have done everything, but this would not have been possible without our fantastic, fantastic 16 artists, right?
yes,
Then our
Absolutely.
entire, and what about our backup vocalists?
yes,
The four of them who sang from RRE. I mean, that was fantastic. Then Rajshri and Abhinay, who actually sat with the programming at that
right,
point of time. Then Rajshri and Abhinay, who put the entire video together. Imagine again similar situation like what Aslam went through. All the shots came on the
Different
phones.
formats. Yeah.
Yes, and every video was shot on the phones, and yet we managed to put together such a beautiful video. I mean, that's what we've heard from everyone, that everyone's loved the video. And of course, so before we proceed further, I think let's just present our team to the audience. What do you say?
of
Yeah,
course,
Nani,
of
Sure.
before
course.
that, Ravi, and on behalf of Ravi and Loy, we should give the team a great applause.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's go for this, and let's show the team video to everyone. Sorry. So
So, coming to the fourth and the most important member, Nani Singh. Uh, in our huge career, Ravi and I have, and I'm sure Aslam has, uh, seen many such projects that start and great songs created, but never really reach the audience. I want to be, I'm humbly, I want to say that I am absolutely thrilled that the way you handled it, Nani.
Yeah,
And in fact, there was a conversation Ravi and I had during the pandemic. There were many such songs that we worked on for friends and for family and for everybody. We came together and did these tiny videos. And I was, Ravi, how we are creating a great song, but how is this actually going to go about? Because there are people who say that it's going to happen and blah. Really, I want to bow to you, Nani, for what you have done,
Yes.
how you
Yes.
managed to reach and tap on all the resources. Because
How many cities, right?
musicians and yes, and singers and musicians and artists and everybody have continuously been giving their best, uh, but regrettably,
Yeah.
their songs never reach the audience. You have managed to do this without, really flattering you. I am absolutely thankful for the way you handled it and the
Yeah.
way the song
Absolutely.
has reached so many
Yes.
people all around the world. I was stunned. I rarely comment much on the group, but I am stunned, and I will stay stunned of how you've done it. I'm not going to ask your secret. If you want to reveal it, you can. But
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 it's
this is
tremendous.
great, Nani. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing it.
Thank you. Yes.
No, but I have to say that how the artists also took it on as their own personal. It was the feeling in the song. I think everybody felt they owned the song, which was the most important thing. And how the artists got it published in the press, and how the blogs were written, the articles were written, and of course Noor's done a fantastic job with a lot of articles. Nena did so much hard work pushing all everybody back end, and Rachi made sure that everything was posted out. So I think
Indeed.
collectively, and then every single artist, God, Loy, stupid you are. Okay, so now let's go to the next part of this thing. So now that we've made the song, everybody's heard what happened and how we developed it and stuff like that, right? And these are the very nice, polite things that we spoke about the song. So Ravi, you want to tell us one really funny thing that happened in the making of the song? Or in this entire period of 35 days till the time we released the song, that one something really funny that, I mean, of course everything became like everything was lighthearted, so even if it's hitting at me, hit at me, doesn't matter. But
No.
let's
Okay.
hear something really funny that happened for you.
Okay.
He said
Okay.
okay. That is
Yeah.
Yeah,
coming
he
up.
said
Here's
okay. It's coming up.
no, here's one thing coming up. So I was monitoring this entire recording session when Natulal was recording at Raji's studio. Okay. And then we were, and then they're playing the click there, and I'm hearing the click out latency, and Natulal is also hearing it at off latency over there. So it was damn funny communicating this whole thing as to to play. And of course these are folk artists, they are amazing folk artists, but the click gets a little intimidating, because they're very natural players and stuff. I'm hearing the click on a different latency. So it was a big rigmarole. Ask Rachiri. It was fun. That was one of
I
the.
was
I'm
sitting
sure
there. I was
I'm
sitting
sure
there,
fun
Ravi.
is not the right word. You were losing it. There were
We were
gaskets that
so
were
stressed
flying.
out. We were stressed out because I was sitting there when Nathuji was doing this, and an artist like Nathuji who's so perfect and so amazing. And Rachi kept saying, "Okay, so Rachi is also with us backstage. Let's bring her on because she was part of all the recordings, etc." Hi, Rachi.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. So,
So I remember at that point of time, I was also sitting there, and Nathuji finally just said, "कि भाई जो तुमको करना है करो." It was like, and they're saying कि नाथू जी अभी काटो, अभी बस यहाँ पे टच दो, एक बारी, दो बारी, तीन बारी. So Nathu ji never takes so many cuts. And finally he just kept his sticks down and he said, अब बजा रहा हूँ, जहाँ पे end करना होगा आप लोग कर लेना. It was like that. He was like, don't bug me anymore. So that was the end of that particular episode. Rajshri, you want to share your experience on that
yeah,
song?
so I think so then what we had to do is we just played like a sample loop to him. We turned off the BPM, we turned off everything, and we just put the record on and asked him कि आप बजाओ अब. Because otherwise he was getting very disturbed with the clicks because कि इतना कम बजाना है, ज़्यादा बजाना है. And I think Ravi and me were on the call, but still it becomes difficult for a folk musician to understand. They are used to playing it very loud and then without any restrictions, and so but
Suddenly,
overall
you
I think
got
it was Yeah, it was a great experience.
No, also Fazal Bhai had done some very intricate sections over there. Sridhar and Fazal had
That
done that.
odd beat. You want to talk about the
Yeah,
odd beat that
yeah. So it was a little,
Fazlbhai had given? Yeah.
but it was a fun moment for us. Me and Rachi had a good time.
Right. We are laughing about it now. I know at that point of time it wasn't funny at all because I was sitting like this. I mean, literally in tears. कि नाथू जी अब क्या हो गया आपको? अभी तो कर दीजिए like that. But so yeah, so Loy, let's hear it from you.
Okay, so obviously the first interaction after I'd written the first few lines and you sort of, I felt berated at that time. So I was like, what the heck is wrong with her? Uh, Possibly, it comes with my name sometimes, or the kind of look that I have. People don't totally know until you actually meet me or actually heard my work. They don't believe that this guy is going to ever do complete justice. And I've experienced this quite often. Law Hindi गाना लिखे जा रहे हो. Okay. Anyway, so when you mentioned that, hey, Loy, what's wrong with you? Yeah, you're just being influenced by the rain and writing. At that moment, I was shocked. I said, hello, Ravi, what is this woman saying? I mean,
इसको
she's
क्या
just
हुआ?
saying like, though I look little frivolous or whatever, I am not. When it comes to work, when it comes to writing a song, I am super, super involved, and I am my worst critic. I am my worst critic, or rather the best critic. The word should go. Um, I don't allow. I try my best not to allow a single wrong word, a single wrong metering to
Or
go,
connotation or
and
something.
or connotations. And I love playing with metaphors. I love playing with picturesque words. I'm a Gulzar fan. Yes, and because of being a composer myself, a singer myself, it helps me to do what I'm doing even better. Because I know what it means for, like Aslam said, the metering was perfect. I would thank you for complimenting me on that. And because it matters, the wazn that is required on each place, where you let it go into the air or bring it down to the ground, is so important that at that moment, when you said, Nani said what she said, I was like, no, she doesn't know what I do. I think, Ravi, why don't you play her some songs that I've written? She might believe in what I'm doing. So I think Ravi just spoke for me. I'm not sure. But at that moment, we weren't still close enough at that time, Nani
So
and I.
for
And when
couple of
yeah.
days, I was like an agony aunt for Roy.
Yeah. So,
No, but when Loy and me finally spoke, I remember he clarified on this because all I was wanting from him was simple lyrics. And his lyrics were fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
what he did first round, but they were not simple. Like now, these lyrics we are all singing those, but you also have to tell Loy. You must tell them about Vasudevai Kutambakam. Was it that?
Ah, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So I was introduced to this word from one Mr. Raman Iyer, who's an amazing storyteller, also a mandolin player, used to be with Kabir Cafe and is now
Neeraj
on his
Kabir Cafe. Yeah.
own. Yeah, so he introduced me to this term that ages ago, ages, as in like during the Puranas, we believed as Indians we were actually international people. And we believed very strongly in all our Vedas and places in the old books that the whole world is one family. That's
Yeah.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And then again, there was a song that as ISRA members we sung together. I don't know how many years. We created some record in that case. It was this particular term, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is what is the sar of our song also. In
Essence,
spite
yeah,
of it
exactly.
being in spite of it being an Indian muse, it was actually trying to say that India is the world without being
One.
boastful or
Yeah.
without trying to push it in anybody's faces. No, it's the other way around. It's that we are actually a part of the world, and everywhere you go, and they are a part of us also. So
Yeah.
instead of us feeling foreign and alien and Indian and non-national or anti-national, that's completely bullshit. I am of the belief, and I'm sure Ravi is also, that
yeah,
we are as a world uh, a single entity, and
yes,
that's one thing which Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam really helped
well,
Yeah.
bring
So
yeah,
we
out.
were at that point of time exploring how to bring this particular phase into the song. And
yeah,
then I think we realized it will get too heavy for the song. And then we moved on. Then we, of course, reached Aslam. So, Aslam, when everything came to you, so tell us like that one quirky or funny moment that happened, even if it was Ravi crying when he cried and or whatever. Tell us whatever you'd like to share.
So there was one moment when I was about to lay the vocal tracks along with the music tracks. So obviously they were out of sync. And our friend Ravi came and hit the play button.
Oh my!
Freaked out. ये क्या हुआ? ये क्या हुआ? It's not in sync. So hang on, hang on, hang on.
But Ravi
But
didn't cry.
but
Aslam, what have you done? How come Manish loves you? What have you done?
he packaged all that and he cried once and for all. And he heard
Ravi only cries when he's happy.
installments में नहीं करता.
He doesn't cry when he's sad or he
yeah,
Yeah,
cries when he's
yeah,
only when he's
exactly.
happy.
That's bang
अभी
on.
भी आ रहा है खुशी के
अभी रो
आसार.
मत अभी रो मत.
अभी अभी रवि आज नहीं रोना है अभी नहीं
अरे
रवि
अरे
का प्लान
None he
रवि का
has done the
backstage
best today.
so Ravi ka backstage plan is so guys I think we've had a fantastic conversation we've shared some stuff which actually we hadn't shared in any of our press articles and reviews and wherever we had conversations with people we had a beautiful conversation in fact with Munmun Bhattacharya of DD India
Yeah,
and we're extremely grateful to DD India for giving us this opportunity where they managed to take our song on the international platform and to ICCR, of course, for having played it all across the globe. And many of the embassies and the high commissions played our song, the Indian embassies in the different countries. And we got a lot of very good press, very interesting press from Italy, from France, from Germany, from Kazakhstan. I mean, some very, very interesting articles we got. And and on the 15th August itself, despite, the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, so what they did was they did a standalone release of our song which we were really
Wow.
delighted. Otherwise, we would have been lost totally. So people like the Nehru Center London and the Turkish Embassy, Malta, Greece, Azerbaijan, quite a few of them actually did a standalone release of our song, and we really, really extremely Beijing. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing out on many of the names, but all I can say is we're extremely grateful to each and every person that stepped forward because everybody saw and the feedback they gave us was beautiful. So all I want to say is that we don't make songs, right? We are basically a production house, and this is an entire easy 90-minute concert rolled into 4 minute song for everyone to get a feel of the capability of the eminent, esteemed artists, highly, highly capable artists who are in the production. They are all soloists.
yeah,
None of them are ensemble artists. So they are capable of holding the stage by themselves for an easy 1 hour. So we would be happy that if like this gets picked up like a production and we are able to travel across the globe. The other thing which I had reached out to the ICCR for, and I'm going to still reach out to the Ministry of Culture, is that we have made a base.
yeah,
And this can be easily synthesized with the regional languages, keeping Hindi constant. It can be like we were planning to do with Bengali and Assamese at that point of time,
yeah,
Ravi, if you
yeah,
remember.
yes,
Then we
yes,
stopped because we said, let's get the Hindi established first. And
right,
then also take it out, and then we can synthesize with the sounds and moves of any part of the world, but keeping ours intact. And
right,
that's exactly because ours is so powerful. The Indian sound, and I say this like a very proud Indian. I think our cultural heritage is just so rich
absolutely,
that it needs to be brought out as much as we can. And we tried right from Kashmir down all the way down to Cochin. We brought in music, instruments, sounds from all over the country. So, Ravi, I'm going to give you 4 minutes, 36 seconds to get your guitar out. In the meantime, let's play a song for the audience and then let's hear a small piece from you, which you can play as a live piece. A small
oh,
piece. Yeah?
oh my
So
God,
let's
oh
play,
my
let's play the song for our audience then. Guys, yes, is that
God.
okay?
How do we do this? Because to be out of sync with. Why don't you do it, Loy?
No, no, I'm going to play
Yeah.
the song. I'm going to play the video just now for the audience. And
Okay,
then you get your guitar. And then after this is over, just play any small piece as a live piece ending the show. Yeah?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Over to the song. Synthesis, the Indian news.
राग नए साज नए गूंज उठे अल्फाज सुर भरे हैं बूंदों में बूंद मैं हूँ सागर में सुर भरे हैं बूंदों में बूंद मैं हूँ सागर में उस सरगम की बारिश में एक नई धुन गाऊं आज उस सरगम की बारिश में एक नई धुन गाऊं आज सुर भरे हैं बूंदों में बूंद मैं हूँ सागर में बूंद में सागर बूंद में सागर बूंद में सागर
राग नए साज नए गूंज उठे अल्फाज नए राग नए साज नए गूंज उठे अल्फाज नए भूल जाए हम मिसरी भरी गीतों में वो आवाज है हम भूल जाए हम मिसरी भरी गीतों में वो आवाज है हम गीतों में वो आवाज है हम
Okay, I've just been informed that I was just seeing a zero eye here that due to a copyright strike, our thing was off Facebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload this entire thing and imagine our song, our team has only done the copyright strike. So I didn't realize that this thing needed to be looked into earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to this entire thing will be downloaded. We're going to upload it on YouTube and then we will share it on all the socials all over again because I know a lot of people who had joined initially and a lot more people who wanted to see this interview today. and we will do that. Also, I do want to say a big thank you to Horus Music that took on the publishing, and they made sure that our song came into the editorial list of a lot of the audio platforms. And then came in Hangama that took on the balance few audio platforms that were missing, and they did the video thing for us and the caller ring back tones. We've also got that. And then, of course, everybody can call up Ravi and hear it. My phone, for some stupid reason, is not able to do it. And then also, of course, Turnkey Music Publishing, Atul Churamani, for having faith in us. And like,
Yes.
I mean, I know that Ravi and Loy he trusts, and Aslam he knows amazingly well. But for having faith in Showcase for the production, and they have published our song. So a big thank you to everyone. And Ravi, are you ready with your guitar? And then let's hear a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So I'd like to present a little bit of just the guitar riff of uh, composition, which in fact me and Aslam are going to be releasing very
Oh,
soon.
lovely, lovely! Congratulations, and let's hear it.
Yeah, and I must say, I must thank you, Nani, for connecting me with Aslam. We're really happy to meet each other and work with each other. And finally, of course, this song came up, and I played this composition to him, and it's very kind of him to have. I mean, he really liked the piece what I played to him. And finally, we are going to be releasing this together. The audio release is happening on the 3rd of December, and the video will be up. He will be up on the Headroom YouTube channel.
Lovely.
Uh,
We're looking forward to the song. We're really looking forward to the song. So
so
let's hear it.
the- Aslam has created some magic on it. I can't have no words, and it was produced by Man Bipin, again from our team, and
Right,
Shivon has played the upright bass, and Man has played the drums as well. So
right,
here's a
right.
song called "Flying." It's a song about life, and it's a song about how we sometimes, because of our daily errands and the daily routines, we miss out on a lot of goodies of life in the bargain. And there's a song about that where when the goodies are actually flying above everything else. So it's a song called "Flying." I'll just play the intro riff for it, and the rest you'll get to hear very soon on the label.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
and then
beautiful.
Super,
It's
so
beautiful. You know,
super.
it's like it's so catchy that it's like you can keep hearing it.
thank you,
It's so
thank you.
catchy.
But of course, there's lots more done to this song by Aslam and Man Bipin. It's unreal actually. The kind of orchestration that's done behind, and the way it has been produced. It's like I'm really really honored and really thankful that this entire thing came up together. And we both really can't wait to share this with you all and our audiences. So it should be released
Yeah.
very soon.
And December 3rd is the release of the song, right?
That's the audio release. The video will follow soon after that.
Lovely. We are looking forward to the release, and congratulations, guys, and all the best for
And
this.
all the best.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And
Excellent.
and with Aslam there, I mean, I know it's going to be magical, of course. And Aslam, please say a big thank you to Ben and to Elvis, because I know how hard they worked back end with you to
Welcome,
create
welcome. I
synthesis.
will, definitely.
And Paresh for all the coffees and the chais and the way he take care is beautiful gentleman there who works with
And I'll
Aslam.
thank you, and I'll thank you for the biryani that I'm going to have.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That Ravi's already in the beginning only
Lloyd,
he had
that
told
was
Aslam,
that
and
was sent
Aslam
to
agreed
Ravi
to
or
that.
me.
That was
Lloyd, that
to
was
you, obviously. Aslam,
to
Oh
me.
no,
Aslam.
I thought Ravi is organizing the snacks and drinks
No,
backstage.
Yeah,
no,
Ravi's already said that.
the
He's
drinks,
told us that
most
already.
committing that.
uh,
We'll do it.
Ravi
We'll
is
do
with
it.
the drinks and Ravi is with the drinks and tair sadam.
Oh, he's with the
But the
biryani, the
biryani is
dinner.
coming from Aslam. Yeah.
Done, done,
ठीक
locked.
है, ठीक है. So I'm looking
Locked.
forward to this, guys. It's been lovely chatting with all of you, seriously. And I have to say that this is actually synthesis, and this is exactly what we want to bring out, the feel of this oneness, the unity. And I mean, we are all from different, diverse backgrounds and diverse thought processes and diverse lines and experiences in our lives. But how everybody came together and brought together this most beautiful production, and with Dhanashri Pandit Rai and Sunita Bhuiya, Sonam Kalra, Anushri Gupta, amazing vocals, I have to say, of another level. Kutle Khan, who gave the vocals as well as the khartal when he brought that in. Then, of course, the entire percussion ensemble, which was
Three
put
drivers.
together by Fazal Qureshi, by Sridhar Parthasarthi, by Vijay Chavan on the Marathi dholki. He explained to me the details of the Marathi dholki. It was like a lot of learning for me as we moved along. And then, of course, Nathuji, there's no match to him, Nathu Lal Solanki. And then we come into the strings where it was very, very fascinating when Sunita played the violin. And then, of course, we come back to Ambi, who gave us the Carnatic and the fusion violin. And along with that, we had Naveen Gandharv on the Bela Bahar, which was a new instrument which we wanted to
Beautiful.
introduce. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely. And of course, Nazir Ghani's Rabab and Hidayat Hussein's Sitar.
Amazing.
That was another
Amazing.
level
Amazing.
altogether. And then, of
Rockers,
course,
rockers guitarist.
Yeah.
totally, totally. And then, of course, we had Aditi Bhagwat and Shohini Roy Chaudhary. And when their
Absolutely.
brilliant
Amazing.
Kathak moves in the beginning, and then Bharatnatyam and the Tandav, I think the entire
Absolutely.
ensemble put together was very, very powerful. So a big, big thank you to each and every person who was involved. I think I covered all the names, but if I did miss out, Ajay Prasanna on the flute. That's what I was wondering. I'm
Right.
missing out on one name. I mean, and I think we've got enough pieces to create a whole album, Aslam. I'm only telling you
Yeah.
that. We've got a lot of musical pieces, many musical pieces from each person to make a whole album. And so, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
and big
you.
thank you to the
And
audience.
Nani,
I
thanks
know,
a lot for having us on this project.
no, but
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you for
you.
being there, and thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching. And I know that we've been thrown out of our FB, so right now we've got zero eyeballs. But we are going to bring this show back with YouTube, and we'll share it out live for everybody. And Rajshri is sitting backstage. But Rajshri, if you can just ensure with Horace that whenever Showcase is doing it, they should whitelist our thing, so they can at least now remove it and we can present it on YouTube. And
Right.
so thank you guys, and thank you to the audience for
Thank
watching the
you.
show. So next Wednesday we're going to be back again with another fantastic artist. So same time, same place. And thank you, Nena. Thank you, Rajshri. Thank you to
Thank you.
Ravi, to Loy,
Thank you.
and to Aslam for being with us today.
Thank you, Nani.
And thank
Thank
you,
you,
Likewise.
Nani.
everyone.
Showcase team. Thank you to the showcase team.
Yes,
You,
absolutely.
yes.
Big thank you to the
Okay.
entire Showcase Studio team.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone, and good night.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
You
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye.